Sup, soul? Just a little quick tour of the backwoods where I grew up. Sup, Terrell? How we doing? I got a bag. I don't need a backpack. I got a bag. I took a walk to the grocery store from my parents' house, and I just wanted to show you all the country where I grew up. This is on the outskirts of Monterey County, California. Pretty nice day out. My mom retired a few years ago from full-time work, but before she retired, this little ranch right here that you see in front of me, little ranch you see in front of me, she ran it. She would give people horse riding instructions or lessons, riding lessons, and she would house people's horses, board people's horses. So for a time, I was helping out on occasion, not very often, but mucking stalls and stuff like that, where you clean horse shit. But this is the ranch where she worked for a little while. She had it in much better shape than it is now. My mom's always been good about taking care of properties. It is pretty peaceful, man. It's quiet. I decided my fat ass needed some exercise, so I took a walk. And while I was walking, I figured, let's give a people a view. Growing up Blanco, this area is mostly agricultural. A lot of farmers, a lot of immigrants, hardworking people, working class people. Yeah, this is what some parts of Cali look like, Soul. This area is called Royal Oaks. It's between the cities of Watsonville and Prunedale. Royal Oaks isn't a city itself, it's just more of a large rural community between those two cities. Technically, it's part of the city of Watsonville, California. About, with no traffic, it's about 50 minutes from where I live now. There's traffic pretty often though. Over this hill right here with these eucalyptus trees is my well, it used to be my grandparents' property. Now my parents live there because my grandparents passed. But if you go right over that hill a little bit, our property line is up there. I just got some drinks, some aloe, couple energy drinks, some tea. My parents don't drink coffee or anything caffeinated, and if I don't have any caffeine, I'll get a headache and I'll never feel awake because I'm fucking addicted to caffeine along with my many other addictions. Actually, right now I'm doing pretty good. I'm hitting the vape from my nicotine, but I'm not on any weed. I haven't drank in a while. So as far as my addictions go, right now I'm doing all right. It's caffeine and nicotine, baby, keep me going. Super Bowl dinner is gonna be ribs and tri-tip. Back in the day, I used to ride horses all through these hills to be open. Now they're all he's pretty much a grill master. My dad's down. There's a little view of the eucalyptus trees. Like I was saying, internet. Yeah, if you have an ATV, not bad. We had my best friend, who was my neighbor growing up. They had Odysseys. I'm not sure if you know what an Odyssey is, but they're like little dune buggies, more or less. I'm getting kind of close to where I grew up a lot of the time. If I look to my left over this way, up this driveway, there's a yellow house. My best friend's grandma grew up in that house, or lived in that house while I was growing up. And then right above her house, my best friend's uncle and cousin lived. And then right above that house is where my best friend growing up lived. And our house is behind all the houses up a different driveway. Say hi to the goats. Bah! Bah! Where's a chupacabra when you need one? As a matter of fact, right here at this fence, we used to hang out. We used to play right behind this fence. And one day, my best friend and I, we were super young, like maybe 6 or 7, sat behind that fence and threw rocks at cars until one time we actually hit one Them mofos locked up the brakes and we ran like you wouldn't imagine. Ran like a couple of little shitheads that we were. A lot of poison oak. I've had a lot of poison oak rashes in my life. So that's my best friend's driveway. He actually, his family built their house when I was pretty young, maybe 4 years old, give or take. Their grandma owned the property, and so they built a house on the property and bought it off them. And then I grew up riding horses, and back in the day, this is the driveway to this is the driveway to my parents' house. Back in the day, we would just saddle up our horses. We'd walk our horses down this hill, and there used to be a little crossing bridge right here, directly across the street from our driveway. And we would just roam on our horses all through these hills for miles. We'd probably get like a good maybe 5 or 6 mile ride in on an average trail ride. This driveway right here, I uh, I used to run up and down it to get in shape for sports back when I was a young beast. Certain times of the year, it's not uncommon to see deer in these woods. Tell you what, my fat ass ain't running up this hill right now, that's for sure. This is why this area is called Rolling Oaks, or excuse me, Royal Oaks. There's oak trees everywhere. This right here is the first gate to my parents' property. It's just a horse pen though. That gate stays locked. It used to be a chicken coop. Now it's not much of anything but a, what do you call it, a historic landmark. And this is my family's property. Most of the land is used to board horses. We've got a bunch of horses on the property, and they rent from my mom. They board from my mom. We've got an arena. What's up, Twisty? We've got an arena down the hill just a bit where people can ride. When I was a kid, I used to just run around this property. Oh, mud baby. But this is my parents' property now. Used to belong to my grandparents until they passed. Yeah, at one time they had 9 dogs, but right now they have a dog, a cat, a couple horses, and then they also board other people's horses. From time to time, my mom gives horse riding lessons still for younger kids, but not very often. This is what the deck and everything looks like. Some storage sheds. Hey, Spanky. That's a pony. More than any place in the world, this property here feels like home to me. I lived with it. I lived on it on and off when I was younger. My grandparents have lived here my whole life until they passed, and now my parents lived here. And even when I didn't live here, I spent a lot of time here. I used to smack golf balls around all over this property. There's probably hundreds of golf balls laying around, buried deep down into the dirt. My grandfather had a stroke about 20 years before he passed, and unfortunately, he couldn't care for the property like he once did for the last 20 years of his life, and so it kind of went to crap for a time because it was only my grandma living on all this land. Um, he was disabled and partially paralyzed in half of his body, and so when my parents took over, uh, about probably 3 years ago, give or take, um, it's been a never-ending project to get this land back in order, but it looks great. It looks amazing. I can't tell you how much improvement they've done to this place. Invested a lot of money also. This is Central Bay Area, California. Um, it's 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 on the outskirts of Monterey County. If you've ever heard of Monterey, it's the closest town is called Watsonville, California. This is the view from the property. Pretty nice view. Got the Niner flag up. I mean, honestly, pretty nice views any direction you look. Pretty sweet out here. All right, guys, that's going to end the live stream. I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek at where I grew up. I'm going to go inside and get ready for the game. See ya.